Let's talk about Quantum of Solace. Just kidding, we ain't listening to that garbage. Quantum of Solace is the 22nd Bond film in the legendary 007 franchise. And it is Daniel Craig's second outing. You know, I believe that Daniel Craig is the star of this film, and he really does a great job at what he does playing James Bond. He does a great job, you know, and I'm very impressed that he keeps that momentum up, he keeps the energy up. He really just continues to do a great job. Some people don't like this film, and you know, others believe that, you know, it's a very underrated Bond film. You know, some people believe, oh, it's just a waste of time, and can't we all just get along? Before I do proceed though, I'm gonna have to say that there are some minor spoilers ahead. We're not gonna give away huge spoilers, but there are some minor spoilers ahead, so you have been warned. We're gonna jump into some good things here. You know, I recently just watched this film recently, and I kind of wrote down some of the good things that I kind of saw. First of all, I love how this film looks, you know, just the way, you know, we're talking a film made in 2008. You know, it definitely has a good amount of color in it. It just looks great. The blacks really look great. I have it on Blu-ray, of course, and you know, it just looks really great. You know, I just really love the way the film looks, you know, the style of it. And of course, it takes place after Casino Royale, which I love. You know, you really kind of see some, oh, you know, oh, hey, I remember that, or hey, I remember that character, you know, so it just kind of just puts things in perspective that way. And I do believe the opening scene is great, although, of course, they could have put in the gun barrel in the beginning. You know, I think that would have been a much better place for it. They put it in the end, but they should have put it in the beginning. One of the other great things was the music. You know, I think David Arnold did a great job. He did a wonderful score. I'm very impressed with him, and I do believe it kind of saves this film in the way. I do believe that the actors did a great job for what they were given. You know, they were given a script, they were given the story, and although it might have not been the best script or story, you know, they did what they could. You know, I don't blame it on the actors on this one. Moving on, I also kind of noticed, and I also kind of loved, you know, how this, I believe this is the first Bond girl to be treated in a great way in this film, of course. Let's just say this lead Bond girl is highly respected, if you know what I mean. I also love how the film references Vesper from Casino Royale. As well, we get a reference to Goldfinger. Some people didn't like that, but I loved it. And of course, we also get the Walther PPK back, rather than the other pistol that was used in Casino Royale. Man, that thing was gigantic. But we do get the regular Walther PPK, just like in the old films. I do love the action scenes. You know, I think that they're great action scenes despite the editing. And I do believe if you look past the editing, the action scenes are wonderful. You know, although the editing is not real well, you know, I look past it, and you know, if you are able to look past it, these action scenes are actually really good. Let's move into some cons here, not so good things. Let's just go back to the opening. You know, when we get that song, the opening song, I have to say, it was okay. You know, it was actually kind of interesting combined with the title sequence, and I do believe that the title sequence was really good. However, the idea was good. However, it was poorly executed, I believe, on their part. The music is great. I heard that the guitar come in to Another Way to Die. It's like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. And then the vocals come in, and it's just like, eh. But anyway, moving on from that, it was just okay. Moving on, you know, going back to the editing, you know, I think the editing in general is just not good. You know, I believe the way the thing is cut together, not the best editing we have seen. You know, we can definitely see it in the beginning with the horse race, cutting back and forth between the scene that's going on in the rundown sewer type thing, and the way it kind of just edits between the horse race and that scene is just ridiculous. We have no idea what this horse race is about, and it doesn't even play an important role later on. All we do is we just see Bond, you know, moving along, chasing the guy, but I mean, it's not important at all. However, I do believe that the biggest letdown is the story. You know, I'm not sure what was going on with the story, but it's just a big letdown, you know, coming off of Casino Royale. It's a landslide, you know, and I think they missed a giant opportunity. If you miss like a minute of the film, you're going to be like, what the heck is going on here? I don't understand what's going on. And you got to really be paying attention in order to follow the story, or you will lose the story. Trust me. The story is still okay. I mean, you can still follow along if you pay attention, but I do believe it's a letdown. Going off of that, like the villain, you know, is not intimidating at all. You know, he presents no challenge to Bond, as we see in the end sequence there at the end of the film. Like, Bond is kicking his butt. I mean, when we go back to other famous villains like Blofeld, he is very intimidating, you know. And so, you know, it is just another missed opportunity here. It's not the actor's fault. It's just the way the story was written, just the way the villain was written. I forgot to mention this in my Casino Royale review, but there is also no Q or Moneypenny. You know, I believe in the 20 films previous, you know, we always saw Q, we always saw Moneypenny. You know, these are very important characters, still not in the Daniel Craig era. And so, of course, we understand that we do get them later on, but it's just kind of weird not seeing them in here, or in Casino Royale as well. And may I just ask a question? What is going on with M? Like, she is going everywhere where Bond is going. Someone needs to tell her to stay home. I mean, come on, it's dangerous for her. And she's over here walking here, there, everywhere. I mean, and we're not talking about Dr. Seuss either. I mean, she is just going everywhere where Bond goes. She needs to be protected. She is in a very high place. I mean, she's almost kind of like the queen, almost. Not that high, but you kind of get what I'm coming from here. She needs to stay home. She has other agents to worry about. Doesn't need to be running around after 007 here. And of course, like, at first she's like against Bond, and then all of a sudden she's for Bond. Like, what the heck is going on here? Pick a side, lady. My goodness. Let me just tell you that Quantum of Solace, you know, the movie's okay. You know, I can still watch it. I can still enjoy it, you know. Although it is my least favorite Bond film, at the end of the day, we're watching James Bond. You know, and so I really enjoy this movie still. It definitely needs some help, but, you know, at the end of the day, I can still watch it and still enjoy it. That is why I'm going to give Quantum of Solace a C. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to check out the description. Check out my Twitter in the description. Smash the like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And don't forget to stay safe out there and make sure you wash them hands. Without further ado, we'll see you next time.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te va?
The Colonel will head to the National Police.
Soy Matis. Matis. Te llamaría si no tuviese dinero. ¡Cállate! Sí. Cállate. Cállate. Cállate, por favor, está hechizo.